Naturefriends International explains climate fairness.
Hello, my name is Julia. I have a great family. My husband and I both earn quite well. We live in a lovely house and we fly abroad twice a year on holiday. We're doing well, so why can't I sleep?
Maybe it's because of that TV report you saw yesterday.
You mean the one about climate fairness by Naturefriends? Maybe. It did make me think.
Unfortunately, I didn't see the whole report. What did they show in the TV report?
When we talk about climate fairness, we really mean this. In the industrialised countries of the world, i.e. North America, Europe, Japan, Russia, some countries on the Arabian Peninsula, Australia and New Zealand, a lot of CO2 is produced per head. Firstly, a lot is produced by industry, but also due to people's lifestyles in these regions. Just take us. We have 2 cars. We sometimes leave the lights on, and a lot of our groceries come in on planes and ships. In Europe, we produce around 10 tons of CO2 per head per year, whereas people in Africa or India produce less than 1 ton of CO2 per head per year. So climate unfairness relates to the fact that the regions which produce the large amount of CO2 do not really feel the consequences. The consequences are felt much more in the areas where people produce less CO2. It is getting warmer and warmer there. The deserts and steppes are growing ever more. Agricultural output is steadily falling in these areas. If nothing changes, there will be water shortages there due to the melting of the glaciers in some areas.
And this unfairness is keeping you awake at night?
No, this unfairness makes me think. What keeps me awake is the uncertainty. What sort of world are we leaving for our children? Areas which are currently not producing much CO2 will produce more in future. We mustn't forget that global temperatures shouldn't rise more than 2 degrees Celsius on average. In order to reach this goal, every inhabitant on Earth should produce a maximum of 2.3 tons of CO2 per year.
But what can we do?
Everyone can do something. For example, you could not eat meat 3 days of the week. A kilo of meat has the same environmental impact as a 250-kilometre car journey. Our son Daniel could cycle the 3 kilometres to school instead of going on his scooter. He might even get a little slimmer. Nadine could save some CO2 by buying her new clothes from second-hand shops and fair trade shops instead of the cheap chain stores. Aunt Simone could buy a timer switch so that she doesn't have to leave the floor heating on in her bathroom all night to have a warm room in the morning. Uncle Paul is a management consultant who flies a lot. He should take the train more often. He can even work on the train. And if he does fly occasionally, he could pay for the CO2 his flight generates and invest in a climate project in the south.
And how much should he pay for his flight's CO2?
He should currently pay €9 for a return flight from Berlin to Munich. Berlin to Barcelona and back could be offset with €14.
And Granny and Grandad?
Granny and Grandad could get rid of their ancient fridge and washing machine and get new ones which are much more energy efficient.
And what will you do to produce less CO2?
I will do the same as you, the kids, Aunt Simone, Uncle Paul and Granny and Grandad. I will also turn off the TV and other electrical appliances and not just leave them on standby. I will replace the old light bulbs with modern LED bulbs. And we should plan our holidays so that we travel less frequently, but for longer. If we fly on holiday, we should compensate for this. When we buy groceries, we should be aware of the seasons for fruit and vegetables. We should also avoid groceries which have travelled a long way and buy those produced by local farmers. And we will definitely have a lot more ideas. Also, as a rule, lower CO2 emissions means more money in your pocket.
So let's get started.